Good morning, guys. Disclaimer, the dogs are talking, so you might hear them in the background. Oh, I forgot my little thing. Hold on. So let's jump right into it. So we have 9, and 9 is overstanding, peace, completion, death and rebirth, wisdom, selflessness, alchemy, clarity, lifting, full circles. And from my other chart, we have, and I might repeat myself, everything is everything, understanding, alchemy, you embody the ins and outs of your concept from day one. So my intentions, and like I said, we will go over that from yesterday. Death and rebirth, symbolically, you are in full harmony with the concept, the process, the outcome, here and now. Understand that you are the concept, the process, and the outcome simultaneously. You don't bend the spoon, you are the spoon. And so these concepts are just gonna bleed into today. Like my Om and my sacred ritual. Well, no. So I've been working on this thing where I'm like giving myself readings, but instead of tarot cards, I have regular playing cards. And because I'm so like familiar with like the principles of the numbers and how energy work, and like I was saying, energy, and just letting like trust my intuition, I gave myself like a reading with the cards, and like what they were saying was stop relying on external forces to anchor you, and you need to anchor yourself from within. And I was about to light those incense, but I thought I forgot my lighter in the house, and I forgot the little thing I put it in. And I just had a message saying like, remember that message, stop relying on external forces to set the scene, set the tone, and anchor within you. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take heed to that. This morning when I woke up, I did my routine, but I took out the stretching because I'm kind of sore today. So I'm gonna give that a break, rest my muscles. But instead of like dry brush my body, I felt some anxiety wanting to come over. Meaning it did, but I did the same thing I did yesterday and just sat there and just sat with it, and then it passed. And it's coming from the fact that my system is getting overstimulated every day, and it's not something I can necessarily like help right now because it's my surroundings. It's the dogs. It's like the noises. It's just it's not even necessarily because the noise. It's because the noise is consistent and ongoing and never ending. And it's like I'm not where I really want to live. I'm not like this is not necessarily how I want to live. So I was thinking to myself, like, she got a lot to say today, huh? And also take into account it's mad early, and like it's just a constant ongoing of noises. And imagine waking up to that, being in that, trying to channel your thoughts, and it's just, yeah, it get overstimulated real quick. And so I was thinking to myself, like, damn, am I gonna have to do this every day? And I probably am gonna have to like sit with that anxiety every day, understand her, wait for her to pass. And it used to take a lot of mental capacity to do. Like by the time I would get done letting her pass, I'd be really tired. But I'm starting to build up a tolerance to doing that, and it's really like raising a child. Like I could imagine parents after they have their baby and they develop their personality, they have a thought to something like, damn, I'm gonna have to do this every day for the rest of my life. And it's just like, that's something you just gotta come to terms with and be like, yeah. And as far as like my baby, that's my anxiety, like that's my baby, and I have to guide her, like re-guide her, reframe her, and just reprogram her. And because of where I'm at in my journey, that's something I'm gonna have to do daily. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You know, some days are gonna be better than others. I'm expecting that. Some days might be challenging. I'm expecting that, but I'm knowing what I have to do. Today is trash day, huh? I hear the trash people. I'm knowing what I have to do to get her back centered. So, and I know now, like, where this is kind of stemming from like that, all these external forces kind of putting my system into overdrive the moment I wake up. And so I'm aware of that now, and I can either never mind it and like not let that necessarily affect me, or I can do what I need to do to is it deregulate or regulate? I think it's regulate. So it's not like at the beginning of the cycle where I was getting really flustered with the noises and I was like letting that kind of derail my whole day. Now it's just like, the dogs are barking. I'm right. I was reading The Power of Now, and the author has said something up in there where when you're trying to meditate and there's a bunch of external noises, imagine yourself as transparent and those noises just kind of passing through you. So when I start to hear like a bunch of noises, like loud cars on the road, because I live on the main street, the garbage people, the dogs, the other animals, the planes, the helicopters, I do my best to imagine how transparent those noises are just passing through me so I don't absorb them, thus become overstimulated. That sounds like a basic example, because it's, and then like words, one thought at a time. That's a basic example because there's concepts that do the same thing to me too. And I have to that's when my mind starts to drift off into the future. And I guess like the what ifs and wins and the what it could be, and I have to reel her back, or it drifts off to the past where it's like what I shoulda, coulda, what I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I again have to bring her back into where we are right now in this very moment. I'm also moving out of that why me type of mind frame and like doing being called to action, or calling myself to action and do something about those things that make me feel like why me. I'm starting to move into okay, it chose me, I'm gonna do something about it. Easier said than done, of course, but nevertheless we prevail. I want to talk about my intentions, or should I wait till the end of the day for that? Yeah, I mean, what am I talking about here? Those cycles and habits that are outdated no longer serving me. So like I was just saying now, like with the letting myself be taken over by anxiety, now I feel like I'm at a place where I can sit with her and like, instead of getting annoyed that I am getting, overstimulated or anxious, sit with her, try to understand her, have enough patience to even do that process and let her move along. Because once I do that, it's only about like a 5 to 15 minute process. Whereas if I put my thoughts and emotions into it and just complain about how annoying this process is, it turns into a either 30-minute, whole day process. Going with my first mind, that habit of like undermining that and thinking that it's something else, where it's like, ooh, should I do that? Should I, like, whatever? Now I'm just like, okay, I had it for a reason. This intuition ain't never steered me wrong, so let's not do it. And then also not giving into the instant gratification. That was something a few cycles ago where I wanted to was it here? I think that was a few cycles ago where I wanted to let go of that instant gratification. And I feel like with going my first mind, I'm not, like, especially like with cravings and stuff, or just talking to people I don't know, I don't really need to be talking to, entertaining concepts, ideas, situations that I don't need to be entertaining, or get myself into things I'm probably scared to. Facing those fears to put myself in a different standing with my possibility of situations. I just feel like I'm going my first mile a little bit more now, like, so I'm undoing that habit of being scared. With the discipline, getting into with that discipline. I mean, is there anything else I want to say about that first one? Move on for a second. Yeah, just like in a vague way, so I don't have to go into like specific details about specific situations. Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Get into with that discipline, the principle of discipline. Discipline has really shown that. Okay, these dogs are low-key starting to get annoying because it's just. And also, the houses, they're like this, so it's not like I can hear the dog from across the street and it's just fate. No, I hear them before they're about to bark, and it's just like, all right, buddy, like, go lay down, please go lay down. It's too early for this. That discipline with that routine has helped me not fall into like those traps I set for myself when I want to start a new habit, and telling myself no, and telling myself finish what you started. And although this is not like something, I'll be finished when this becomes like a normal thing. So technically I'm not finished, but I'll be finished when this becomes a way of life for me. With my own authenticity, if I'm looking at the course of my cycle, listening to that first thought, saying what's on my mind for my first thought, and like, if I hear that like inner voice, listen to that, and being real with myself, like with my anxiety and stuff. Like, I was at a point where it's like, I don't want anxiety anymore. Just being unrealistic, because anxiety's been here with me since I could remember, since I was a child. So it's not just a couple rituals of doing stuff gonna go away after I do it. Like, if I do this and do this and do this, it'll go away. It doesn't work like that. Like, this is a daily process of trying to understand her. So getting more real with myself as far as my expectations of myself. And I can apply that to like the things I need to feel okay, where it's that, like, not merging myself with other people's energy. Like, if that seems weird, be okay, like, with how I'm perceived. That's another one. Not really care how I'm perceived anymore. Do what I want to do, because at the end of the day, I am the only person I need to impress, and I know what makes me feel good. It may not make sense to everybody else, but that's literally not my business, and I need to focus on like impressing me and making me feel good and doing the things that I know that work for me. Keeping up with this vlog, it was a lot of times where I was like, fuck this shit. I was being pissed off, but I kept going with it because I needed to finish what I started. That authenticity and discipline tie in a little bit. And just seeing stuff till it's finished. Y'all getting me a little raw and real. Not a little. Y'all getting me raw and real. It's very vulnerable. Although I didn't really talk about nothing like hella crazy. Just the fact that I'm sitting here talking on camera, sharing my thoughts, and like speaking, being forthcoming and speaking like my version of matter of factly, and just saying open dialogue, that's pretty vulnerable for me, because I have a hard time doing that with people in real life, because like that mask just automatically goes on. So this is kind of helping me take off that mask and be comfortable. If I can do this on camera and post it online, and I'm trying to get comfortable with easing my way into doing that in real life. Listening to myself as someone of authority, again, with that first thought, and listening to what it tells me. And not second guessing that, because I was told that for a reason. Taking charge of the situation. If I see something that needs to be done, do it. I'm not really procrastinating. I stopped that procrastinating. When I see myself procrastinating, I say, do it now. If you have time to do it, and you can, and you have every ability to do it. Stop putting it off. If I see something that ain't right, stand up for it. And just, if I'm in a situation I don't want to be in, stop trying to be nice. Get myself up out that situation. Like, nobody's gonna reward me for trying to play it cool, trying to play it nice, and put my feelings under my own feelings to put somebody else's on a higher standing. Doing things in the most graceful way. I had to be kind to myself during this whole process. Y'all see, like, I was getting very frustrated, but I just had to keep putting positive words in my brain, like, you can do it, and in a lot of different variations of you can do it. Challenging my fears and challenging my ideas on being perceived a certain way. Like everything I just reiterated, or everything I just said, I'm gonna reiterate it in shorter words. I had to face some fears, and like I said in the beginning of this week, I wanted to face fears to see what different pathways it would unlock for me, not only in my brain. You see what I mean? Not only in my brain. The moment I stop talking, they stop barking. But the moment I start talking, they start barking again. I don't understand the logic behind it, but there probably is none. I'm gonna cut this short because I am starting to get a little frustrated. And I want to get these thoughts out before, like, I go back to sleep, because I am about to go back to sleep. Not only in my brain, but in my real life too. So that's how I've hit these intentions. And it doesn't stop just because it's 9-day. Next week, I'm going to probably make more intentions, but definitely keep these same intentions. And like I said, keep filling up till I just have a book, until I change my life. Try to change my life. And I'll keep going with these same intentions, and these are just gonna be part of my affirmations and things that I embody as, like, every day. So yeah, I'll be back later, update y'all throughout my day, and give y'all insights about my internal work during this 9-day. Alright, update, no tripod. Man, this anxious energy is like rampant today, but I feel like it's to be expected. Like, I'm not even like surprised that this is happening, because we're on a 9-day. 9 days testing everything that I've learned so far. One thing that I did something last night, I went against my better judgment. And although the situation didn't play out, I still went against that better judgment. I think I'm having a domino effect. I'm trying to resolve the domino. This is what I mean. Every time I get to start talking, some noise some noise. Brother, stop aligning me with this. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's having a domino effect, and I see it, and I can see the future steps that are about to start happening, and I'm like, damn, what path did I set myself on? All I can do is just realign myself when I catch myself not listening to myself, ask for forgiveness, forgive myself, and move on. That's all I can do. So after that first entry, I did end up going back to sleep. Something was telling me to get up and go, but I'm just like, go where? It, mind you, at like 9:30 in the morning, go where? And immediately I was tired. So that dog that kept howling, he had howled for like another hour, and I was like, okay, I can't take this no more. I can't keep being transparent. Like this sound is actually, I passed my threshold with this sound piercing my ears. So I went in the house, brother. I had the strangest string of dreams. Like, it wasn't just one dream, it was a string of dreams. I kept coming to somewhere new. These string of dreams that just did not make any sense. It felt like them pictures that you cannot make out anything in those pictures. Like, I knew what the situations were, but what relevance does this have to me? Nothing happens for accidents. That's why I study my dreams. But it was just like, one of them did make sense. It was this lady who was like, it was like, it felt like AI creating stuff, but it was just like this lady just creating masterworks of pieces hella fast, like crochet, doing artwork, doing painting. Like, she just kept, and the message was just keep creating. So I'm going to the library to finish my painting, or resume on it. I don't know if I'm finished it, but the other dreams, I just like, it were just so like, WTF, what the freak. So I got up just like I don't want to be dreaming no more. So I woke myself up, and mind you, I'm in the house. Keep that in mind. So I think that played a part to like the weird energy I was feeling as well, because I ain't slept in the house in weeks. But I was tired, and that dog was like howling. So I saw my cousin, and then I saw my cousin go in the living room. This is where typically everybody resides. So I wanted to go tell my cousin about the dreams. Like, I was like, cousin, this is weird. I didn't want to not acknowledge the other people in the room. So I was like, good morning, people. And they didn't hear me. So my cousin was like, did you not hear Lamaya? She said, good morning. She was like, oh, I didn't hear her. I thought she was talking to you. Weird ass shit, bruh. Weird ass shit. So I got him in the back. I'm like, bro, there's some weird ass energy up in here. I can't even hold you. Like, and I just feel myself getting anxious. Part of me, maybe this me, and like, part of me feels like it was me amping up my own anxiousness, but another part of me does feel like it was some weird ass fucking energy up in there. So the decision, and you know, sorry to people who watch this in real life, who know me in real life about to watch this, but keeping it around real. The decision I made that I was told not to make, and I still kind of went along with it, I was going to give my cousin a reading, like with my cards and stuff. Some told me no, but when I went to go knock on her door last night, she didn't answer, and then she came back out later, and then I was like, well, I'm kind of tucked in, now I'm asleep, we'll do it tomorrow. And as I was getting to go doing it, I just get this weird ass feeling like, girl, I told you no. And something she said kind of threw me off too. So I was just like, I'm not in a space to do a reading. I'm not in a space to channel. And so we didn't do it. But brother, I had to rush up out of there. Like, I was like, oh no, I need to get the fuck from up out of here. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what energies I play. I don't want to find out, to be quite real. I don't want to know. I just want to get up out of here. I almost felt a little scared, but more so just like something was pulling on that anxious string of mine. Like something was tugging at me that I cannot see. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. So I got dressed, and now I'm finna go to the library and paint and like listen to some calming sounds, because that shit was... I was gonna do a vlog after I've overcame this energy and just tell the aftermath and recall the details. I mean, I'll still do that, but I needed to like document this shit in the middle of the storm. Like, better know it was some weird ass fucking energy playing in my fucking face, and I had to get the hell up out of there. Like I said, I'm not surprised that this happened. It's just more so I know I'm being tested to see if I'm finna fold on my intentions, and I'm not. I'm sorry to myself for not listening to myself. All I can do now is just move forward, recognize what I did in these situations, and improve on that. And just next time I'm being told to do something by myself, take heed to that. My mind want to go to like that guilt shit, failure shit, because I slipped up. Players slip up. Like, come on. It's nothing to get myself back aligned like I did this morning. So after I click off here, I'm finna sit here on the side of this road. Oop, I peep. I'm finna sit here on the side of this road. And we finna woosah until it passes. So I'll update y'all later. We gonna get through this. Hello. We're back with another update. The last update for Cycles of 9 series. This has been a hell of a series. Man. Give me a second. 9 day. You cannot forget that 9 day is still a harmonizing day. And the theme of this harmonizing days of the week, this cycle, they was harmonizing me with something not right. They was harmonizing me with something. And it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it was something. And man, that last entry, I ended up going to the library after that and then hung out with a friend. Now, I want to say this before I continue what I want to say. I'm going to select my words to describe the theme of my day and the situations that I was observing, but I don't want to make it seem like I am talking about things with my opinion on it. I'm just looking at it from an observable standpoint. The themes that I was seeing with the situations I was in, I had to make a choice. And that choice was, are you going to go with the things you've been working towards, or are you going to fall back into regular habit? And that was present all day today. I had to stand on business. Y'all. And it didn't feel good. When you stand on business, I'm not going to get too deep into the details, but just know I stood on business to an old cycle / habit with another individual. People usually be like, yeah, I stood on business that I showed them. No, I was sick. I had to stand on business, but nevertheless, I stood on business. And then a lot of times I'm gonna say it like different social settings can bring out different anxieties inside of me, but I was able to adapt rather than feed into that uncomfortableness I feel from being in new environments or just being in different environments, period. Or even just being around other dominating energies, if that makes sense. Today was a strong ass fucking energy, but what can I say? exaggerated 9 to really show out the things that you're either trying to do or trying to move on from it. You shifting timelines. You're shifting for real. They're harmonizing things so you can either stay or shift. What else can I say about the day that I got from my cards play out in the day? I was able to really apply all my different I was able to apply all my different intentions to my dominating energy, which that dominating energy is anxiety. Now, I want to say, like, this is no walk in the park. This was definitely a journey, and I see that this is something I've been like, this is a new system or way of the new habit I've been exposed to. So it's being shown to me, so I keep doing it. And this was one hell of an experience. I will say that. What else can I say about 9? I feel like I just found a new way to handle that anxiety when it comes up, and being able to pick up on energy as more clear than I was before. Now it's more like a loud shout than it was a quiet whisper. When I was painting at the library, this kid was like, "Oh, I really like your painting." So that felt nice. And it felt like a nudge to keep going, because I was feeling insecure about this painting. Or not even insecure, just like very scared to finish because I don't want to mess it up. And then that beat the painting. Like, I kind of drew this from imagination. Not imagination, I have a reference picture, but I looked at that reference picture when I started, and then now freestyling. So I don't want to like mess it up. And the receiving a compliment gave me some motivation to keep going. I believe because I was starting to see how convincing emotions can be, this 9-day really exaggerated my emotions today. And like, I was able to see them very clearly, and I was able to see what triggers what very clearly and when I shift exactly. And like, it feels like just an opera. Today felt like an opera. And like a soap opera, excuse me. And like, it was just so strange, like uncanny, but like not scary is all I can describe. Like, I'm not necessarily scared, but I am a little weirded out as far as like how things were exaggerated today, where it's just like, what the fuck is going on? I definitely got some lessons. The biggest 9 theme I could think of is when I was approached with the situation, I had to stand on business. And it was just like so new for me as far as like that feeling. That feeling only really comes when it'll be a slap in the face to continue with the cycle and I'm knowing how it's going to end. That's the point I was at, and I was just like, part of me wanted to get in. I was just like, oh, brother. And then the other theme was, controlling that anxiety from the very beginning of the day, and from when I left up out of here. I'm not really sure what else to say, so I'll end it off here. This was an interesting experience. Tomorrow's one day, so we'll be starting this all over again. But I believe it'll be in a different perspective, because no cycle is the same. So it'll be a higher octave. So I plan to spiral up. This is gonna be. Oh, there's more things I can say about 9, I guess. I found out, like, I got to get in tune with myself. Like, I really did see a more authentic version of myself this go around, as I'm not really afraid to like think my thoughts. I know that sounds crazy, but think my thoughts, and like if I feel something, it probably is something, but it's not hella grand to like really point it out like, oh, that's something, or that energy is like. But like I was just like peeping hella little stuff today, or little undercurrents. It was so weird. So yeah, like not second guessing if what I'm thinking is what I'm thinking. Like, even when I went against my first thought, and I saw how that like had a chain reaction, I was just like, ooh, yeah, let me lock in. Outside of that, my 9 day was filled with eye-opening clues, eye-opening nudges, and the universe was definitely talking to me today as far as lock in, but you're also doing a good job. So definitely keep going. Nevertheless, we prevail. Thank y'all for tuning in with me on this journey through my 9 day cycle. I think this is what alchemy looks like for real. It's not no walk in the park. It's not no 360. We're here. It's not no Disney Channel shit, bro. So yeah, thank you for joining with me. This was fun. This was different. This was it was cool, sometimes a little overwhelming. Would I do it again? Probably not. Probably not vlog my whole day, but just share my insights when I have them. But it did teach me how to be consistent and persistent. So I definitely appreciate the lessons I received from this cycle, sharing it with y'all, and keeping myself accountable for sticking through something that I set out to do. As always, you have my gratitude, so thank you, and see you next time.